Okay, this is Kimberly with the Creative Creators Almanac. So, this is the third time I've tried to do this live today, and Zoom and Facebook are doing weird stuff with each other. So, Mercury is in retrograde, which means that things like this might not work. And I know it's been happening anyway, but there's chances that sometimes your communication during this time period, that there's glitches with external communication. So it's a good time that's when you go within, you review your business, you review your plan, what you're doing with your plan and where you're going with things in life. So it's a time that you do that. So it's a good time for reviewing. Now, I mentioned you might not want to start something because of that, but if you've already been in the process of something, like Deb Foley asked me, she's going to do a relaunch. And so a relaunch is a perfect thing because it's a time period that you're going through stuff, you're looking at the systems, and the beauty you're going to take out into the world because we're in Libra, and Libra is about beauty and balance and the beauty that you bring and the creative energy and harmony that you bring out into the world. So that's what this new moon that we have coming in on the 17th energy, October the 17th, is it, and new moons are when you plant the seeds of what you're going to harvest on that full moon. And so the full moon is on the 30th. We have a full moon coming in the on Halloween. So we have that coming in, and it is about abundance and what you're harvesting and what you're bringing into the physical world for you and for others. Okay, so let me look here at my chart. So these days leading up to this, these days that we're in, the days that we're in right now, like these until the 16th, 17th energy, it's about structure, tools, and what you may be going back to look at for yourself and what you want to do in that way. It may be self-care, the self-care that you're going to bring in for yourself. What are you going to do for yourself that's going to be self-care for you and self-care for your business? And it could be that type of thing, since we're creatives, we're in the business. So what's going to help you? What's that tool that can support you, whether it's mental, spiritual, physical, for you yourself, self-care that you need, the time that you need to take for yourself, or a tool that you will incorporate that will help you. Mine is definitely StreamYard, because of this mess with Zoom and Facebook has created stress in my life this morning. So it's like, no more of this, but I felt like I needed to go on and do this, and I didn't have time to do StreamYard. Well, I probably could have had time to figure out how to do StreamYard before I redid this 3 times. So those kinds of things, like, sometimes we just go on and we struggle through it. And it's like, what can we do that would make it simpler and easier and grace and ease for us to bring our beauty into the world? So that's the things that's going to be coming up during this time period. So we go into that new moon, and it's that the on the 16th, 17th of October, we're gearing up for that. Okay, so in between that 16th and 17th, there's something that is called the moon in void. So the moon is the reflection of whatever energy that's passing by it, and it amplifies that and sends that energy out into the mind of humanity. And there's time periods when the planets are, passing by to get in that position of reflection, that it's called a void moon, like they're not there yet. And so we have that on in that time period. And that time, I'll give you all the exact time of when that void is. That void is on the 16th of October from, I don't know what time zone this is. It's 3 p.m. till 10:05 p.m. Okay. So we're in that pretty energy, and then we go into void. What happens when it goes into void is sometimes everything just slows down. And you have those days that it feels like the whole world just slowed down. and nothing's happening. And it's like just really slow. And then there's this, kind of slow, sluggy energy to it. So that's a long, that's a pretty big size chunk, and it's on that day. So I'm not saying not to be talking, because it could be a time that you're in there, and the other energy that's going to come up in that gap before we move into that moon on the 17th is all your self-doubts. Your imposter syndrome may show its head during that time period. It may go, you can't do this. You need to take another class. What makes you think you can hand all this beauty to the world? Do you know enough? You need other things to do this. And mine's not as good as everybody else's. Why am I doing the same thing and mine doesn't look like the rest of the world's? That kind of energy, or I don't know as much as they do, that might come up in that gap time period there. So if you're getting ready to launch something or go into a sale for the weekend and you hear that voice that afternoon before you step into this big thing, that's what's going on. So because you know this, well, who else is that happening with? It's happening with everybody around you that energy could be going on. So if you're going to teach a class, you're doing a challenge or whatever it is, if you're on Being Live, you're talking, then talk about that to them. Talk about their art and, how, how the beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Yeah, that's an old cliche, but it's true. And so how they're stepping into that and the beauty that they are and the creative and the gift that they are to humanity and what that brings out. So, you could talk about that those energies coming up and then how you just move forth, because the energy that we're being supported for this October energy is all about reset, rewriting the book, getting rid of those pages that no longer serve you, that do not support your beauty. Okay. So on the 17th, when the energy comes in, it's actually in Scorpio, which is the underworld, and Scorpio goes in and it's the phoenix that rises up from the ashes. So you're going to get up on the 17th and you're going to go, I'm doing this. I'm rising from the ashes out into the world. It is what I'm doing. I've took enough damn classes. I'm an expert on this and I'm sharing it to the world. So that's the energy that is there to be expressed. So if you have that kind of feeling that you go down and then you're back up, then you're just totally in a line on that, because that is the reset point, and we're going to feel it. We're going to feel it in the world that's the energy that's happening. So that's when the new moon is really there on that 17th energy that we're coming into that. So that's when you're going to be planting the seed of beauty and the honor of that beauty, how you honor yourself and the beauty that you have brought forth to this world, and how I'm reading my notes that I wrote down so I won't forget all of it. I guess I could put it here in front of me. Okay. To be grateful to yourself. How many times do we show gratitude to ourselves? So get up that morning and say, I am so blessed. Say it every morning to yourself. I am so blessed. And you're going to see the change in that energy. So be grateful to your own gifts and everything that you've accomplished and what you look back and what you've done. And it's going to be, if you're teaching or you're bringing expression or you're selling things, there's going to be a childlike creativity in this energy. So it's how fun, do fun, blow bubbles. It's like, what is it that you can express in this way? So that's going to be the breakthrough in that energy. So this, okay, let's see. So it's going to want a container to be put in. So that's the energy that you're going to be feeling coming up into this. Like, what do I need to change? What's the tools I'm going to bring in to create this container of what wants to be, like a recipe. Like, you got this empty container here, and what are the ingredients that want to be put in it, and what is this creation? What is it that you're going to be cooking up, girl? What are you going to cook up that you're going to present and you're taking to the potluck? Okay. And then you're going to share that with everybody else at the potluck, and they're going to bring in all of their gifts too, and then it's going to be this wonderful feast. So that's what we're building up in this month of October. It's going to be all about the energy of that. And then that feast is coming on Halloween on the 30th, 31st, on that time period, because that's in Taurus, which is earth energy, and it loves splendor and beauty too. Both of these are ruled by Venus, which is the planet of love, beauty, harmony. Okay, so this whole month we're starting with this Libra energy, and in the next 2 weeks and in the cycle, and the Taurus, both of these two planets are ruled by Venus, which is all about love, pretty, feminine, pretty, the energy of that. And that earth energy on that moon, it likes the beauty, the luxury, the energy of that. So so you'd be talking to them, what you're going to be doing and what that's going to bring to them, and how they're going to have this beautiful thing that they've created, and it's here for them, this container of this, and how they're going to be anchoring it in. So that's what you'd be talking to your clients. And if it's something that you're selling, and if you're doing self-care products, any of that type of stuff, what is that luxury that's going to bring to them? Or if you're selling things, what is that luxury that it's going to bring to them by this full moon on Halloween? Okay, let's see what other highlights to bring into you all. Let me go over here and look at my calendar I've got on the computer here. So if you've been, I know some of you are already bringing in tech support and stuff like that. So it's a time that you do that. You do those luxury things for yourself that's going to support you and make this where you can just express your beauty into the world. Okay. So the 13th today is that bring the nurturing, the focus, and the healing of the wounds, even if it's the wounds around your business and how time takes us down. So it's the transformation in the container you want to put that in. Okay, so tomorrow is a good day for IG. The 14th is a good day to put yourself on it. If anybody's doing Facebook ads, I don't know if anybody does Snapchat and Snapchat ads. And I need to look up the dates for Etsy's. So it's a good promo time to be bringing up whatever it is that you're going to be doing on this new moon energy, the seeds that you're planting. So it's a good time to be talking about that. And the container and the container and the beauty that's going to be presented at this time period. Okay. So that new moon that I've already talked about, 16th, 17th, the energies, and that you may go into the imposter syndrome that afternoon through the evening, and then you pop out of it, and then you just are that phoenix rising, and you're ready to go with the energy. And so then the energy going in from the theme of that new moon on the 16th to this full moon, and this time period of, I'm doing the months by, those segments, not from the first of the month to this, but from the new moons to the full moons is how I'm going to be presenting this to you all. So the themes of that is balance, beauty, function, flow, finances, quality, and quality of life, and how money is earned, created, and received. So those energies are going to be coming up, and that in the mental focus of that is going to be about healing that energy around that. And so we're going to be focused because of the Mercury in retrograde that takes you inward. There's going to be a focus on the inner world and any kind of traumas you have around that. And so it would be traumas around creativity. So if you're teaching, then your students, you're going to be bringing that out, and they're going to be releasing through that and bringing back that balance and that childlike wonder and creating their inner peace through whatever modality it is that you're doing in your creativity, whether it's reefs, bows, whatever it is. It's, if you're cooking, whatever that is, it's the theme. If you're knitting socks, whatever that is the theme of the energy that's around that. Okay, so it's then how do you take that into your business? So the will and the motivation during this time period, let's see, let me look at this. It's to channel the excess energy if they're of frustration. There could be some of that being channeled outward, but it is how to use that for action and not at people, and how do you take it and make progress and do something different with it. So if you're frustrated with your creation and there's a lot of frustration coming in it, then it's like, then how do you take that and what is it? What is it that you're frustrated about? And the truth of what that is, what any aspect of your life, you know, I am gearing this to you all toward your creation businesses and what you're bringing, but it's every aspect of your life and the reflection of that and what's going to be coming up for that. So, so at the energy that this holds for us is that all of those kind of frustrations may be coming up, and then the insights to how we're going to change this. And then when we hit that energy of that full moon, it's an energy of freedom. Like we are free from this, and those pages are done, and we don't have to go back and redo any of it. It's like a rewrite, or you just throw the whole damn book away, and you're at this place of, or the book's finished, and you know how you present the book to the world, but it's not going back and it's not about taking the past to the future. It's about creating from the future and the insights and the wisdom that you have from what you've already done and how you're going to bring that energy in. Okay. So if you feel any impulsive kind of anger, and to know that you could have impulsive anger directed at you from from other people that don't know what it is that they're spinning out into the world. So just know it's not about you. It's their stuff. Tell them to take a breath, to look at, how they can, if you're teaching how, look at how can you improve this, and then what's your next thing that you're going to bring in. Okay, so community on the 16th, it's a good time for nurturing community. Okay. So if you're going to be launching, the 19th is a good time to begin the launch, and you open your cart on the 20th. It's a good time to open a cart. So you're going to talk during that's a venture. That day, the 20th, is like the venture that you're going to go on. So you're going to talk about that. And then the 21st through the 22nd is what that adventure is going to bring you in 2 years from now. It's like long term. It doesn't have to be 2 years. I just use that as an example, but it's long term. The long term of what you're doing in this adventure you're taking and what it's going to bring you long term. So you would want to talk to them about that if you're teaching classes, if you're doing a launch, if you're bringing them into your membership, what that's going to do for them long term. And even if it's a product that you're selling, how long is it, this is so quality, this is going to last this time period, and what can that bring to them? Is it something that they can, reuse in 2 years from now to put on their door? It's like, is this something that they can bring back out and that type of stuff? Like, what's the quality? People are going to want to know quality during the middle of that week. Okay, so the 23rd is good for Facebook Lives, YouTube Lives on the 23rd. That's Aquarian energy, and it's the futuristic energy, age of Aquarius. So anytime we're in that, it's that futuristic energy. Pinterest on the 25th through the 27th. So if you're launching it or just putting your Pinterest up, or you're going back to your Pinterest and redoing things, that's an energy that to be all over your Pinterest on the 25th through the 27th. You could also begin a launch on the 25th. So what is that's going to be? And then close your cart on the 28th if you didn't do the launch the previous week. But if you did the launch the previous week, if you launch on the 20th, then you might want to close that cart on the 28th, because that's action. It's a day of action. So you want to move them towards action of whatever it is that they're going to do with you. So that's the day to close it. Okay. The energy supports you to close it. I'm not telling you all that's what you have to do. The energy supports you because it's action, how you're going to take action. And if you haven't already taken action in your own biz, then it's a day that you could take action yourself. So you either want to herd your clientele into taking action or herd yourself into taking action on that day. And so that's a good day. If anybody's doing Twitter, so it's a good day for Twitter, your Facebook pages, Facebook, even Facebook stories, and sending out your stuff on, if you're using Google and Gmail, it's a good energy that supports it, and also podcast. And that's all the way until the 30th. And then I don't know if anybody's selling on Amazon or not. So the 30th is good energy for people who sell from the 30th to the 1st on Amazon. So if you're selling your classes on Amazon, or you got books, or you're wanting to do ebooks, then it's a good time to put energy on it. And also Udemy. I don't know if anybody's doing their classes on Udemy or not, but it's that is a time that you would do promos on those two. Okay. And so then we've got the full moon on the 31st, and that is bringing it all home, the abundance of everything that you've built between this new moon cycle to that. And it's your moon that you're going to be bringing that abundance into you, and what that is that you're receiving, and also what it is that your peeps, the peeps that you are connecting to, what they're receiving from you. So you want to talk about that, and like I said, the luxuries of it, and the energy on that. So that Mercury goes out of retrograde on the 2nd. So it's you want to focus on connect any between that on November the 2nd. The focus is on connection, learning, and teaching, and then how you're going to move that energy forth. And then I'm going to go all the way down to the 7th of November, and you start to begin your seeds for the nurturing for the next cycle on the 7th of November. That's when you're sorting through the seeds and what are you going to plant. And that's when you start. So you start dropping those seeds out to your people as you're talking about stuff. And it's a good day again for IG, for Facebook Messenger, Pinterest, YouTube, and any kind of promo ads. And that's through the 6th through the 9th of November. And then if you did start that cart, it's a good time to close one on the 9th to start going towards that. Okay, I'm afraid that I'm overwhelming you all, and this is about not being overwhelmed. It's about having an easy tool to write these things down to give you a date. So this was a little bit longer one today because there's so much coming in. So I will maybe break these up in shorter segments for you all. Okay. So be blessed, and thank you for being the gift that you are, and all your creative energy that you share with the world. We can't gift the world with too less of creativity. It's like, that's what we're here to do. So thank you for being the gift that you are. Bye. May you be blessed. You are blessed. Remember to say that to yourself every morning. I am so blessed. And then we'll see what happens. Bye.